Bonsoir et bienvenue au 26e prix BLG annuel et aux honneurs U Sport. Mon nom est Jules Desjarlais de Radio-Canada, Vancouver.
And I'm Irfan Ghaffar from Rogers Sportsnet. Our thanks to MEI, Screaming Eagles Marching Band, and Drumline. We'll hear from them throughout the evening. Just a few notes before we begin. Please turn off your cell phones, no flash photography, and you'll probably notice that we do have some cameras around here. This show is being streamed live on U Sports Live.
Pour commencer la soirée, merci de bien vouloir accueillir Kylie Ma Mitchell de BLG Vancouver.
Now let's welcome to the stage Kylie Ma Mitchell from BLG Vancouver, the sponsor of the 26th Annual BLG Awards.
Thank you. It is my great pleasure to welcome you to the 26th Annual BLG Awards, honoring U Sports athletes from across Canada. My name is Kylie Ma Mitchell, and I am a member and partner of BLG in the Vancouver office, as well as one of our board of directors. Borden Ladner Gervais is very proud to sponsor this event and the exceptional athletes that we have here tonight. It's very, very exciting for us. We have celebrated the accomplishments of athletes for more than 25 years in sponsoring these awards. We are also very pleased to have one of the originators who thought and inspired these BLG Awards with us here tonight, Doug Mitchell. Doug Mitchell is an inspired athlete himself, also from UBC, where he did inspire many people. And it was his idea to honor athletes and their accomplishments through university sports. It was his belief and BLG's belief that in sponsoring athletes, you assist athletes who will be successful for many years to come. We've celebrated these athletes for more than 25 years. And for us, we believe that success, whether it's in the boardroom, whether it's on the field, whether it's on the ice, is all because people have drive and passion for sports. And whether you have that passion in sports, that also will continue for life, and that athletes will be very successful. And so we have always wanted to stand behind and support the athletes. So please enjoy this evening as we learn about these exceptional, amazing athletes who are strong, passionate, and most of all, amazing team players. So enjoy the evening and allow us to learn about these amazing athletes. Thank you.
Alors, nos remerciements à Kylie Ma Mitchell et aussi tous nos remerciements à BLG pour avoir passé plus d'un quart de siècle à bâtir le sport universitaire.
Now let's welcome to the stage the BLG nominees for the top university athletes in the country. From the AUS, Javon Masters. From the AUS, Javon Masters, and from UNB and Paloma Anderson from Acadia.
En provenance du RSEQ, Francis Carter de Concordia et Marie-Alex Bélanger de l'Université de Montréal. En provenance du SAO, Tiana Vernon de Ryerson et Kadri Gray de la Laurentienne.
From the Canada West, Temetope Ogunjimi. And Alberta's Ed Ilnicki is in Ottawa. He is currently in the training camp of the Ottawa Red Blacks.
Les gagnants de ce soir vont recevoir un magnifique trophée. De plus, chacun des nominés a reçu une bague commémorative en or conçue par Justin
Each of our nominees has been awarded a commemorative gold ring designed by Jostens. Tonight's men's and women's, the BLG Awards. Hold them up high, guys. We thank our nominees and Jostens, and we look forward to talking with all the nominees later as we award the BLGs.
Maintenant, voici venu le temps et le moment de la première portion des prix de ce soir, les prix honneurs U Sport.
The U Sports Honors celebrates contributions by the media, coaches, administrators in our U Sports community from coast to coast.
Notre premier prix est le prix Média Fred Scambati. Il est présenté à un membre média en reconnaissance de ses contributions majeures et pour le développement et la croissance du sport universitaire canadien.
Fred Scambati was a reporter and broadcaster who was a great supporter of university athletics in Canada. A former University of Toronto athlete and university football official, Scambati was a radio voice of the Canadian College Bowl for its first 13 years.
Et maintenant, nous souhaitons appeler Jefferson Hagan, le responsable de l'information sportive de MacEwan Griffins, pour présenter le prix Scambati.
We welcome Jefferson Hagan, Sports Information Direct Officer from the MacEwan University.
Thank you, everyone. Pleased to be here tonight on behalf of MacEwan University and my fellow nominating SID, Connor Hood of the University of Alberta, who couldn't be here tonight. I've known Jason Hills for more than a decade, first meeting him when he rolled into my office in 2007. I was a sports editor of the Edmonton Sun at the time. I was looking for a new reporter, and he came in for an interview, wide-eyed. He was right out of a weekly newspaper near Edmonton called the Fort Saskatchewan Record. I hired him immediately, and I put him to work doing agate. If anyone knows the newspaper term, that's doing the stats pages. And that's what all rookie reporters do when they first come on. They put in their time doing the stats pages. I did it, and numerous others before me have done it as well. Eventually, after a couple of months of doing that, I sent him out to cover his very first assignment, which was following around Arnold Palmer, who came to Edmonton on a golf exhibition tour. Jason was extremely pleased to get out of the office, and his passion for doing that assignment was incredible as he followed Arnold around all day and learned what the king had to say. After doing this, I assigned him to his very first beat, which was covering, oddly enough, university sports. It was his very first beat. In 2007, he began covering the University of Alberta and other various institutions around the Edmonton area. He did it so well that he just dove in it with vigor and passion, which is what he's always done, and he really gave us top-notch copy. After many years, he's still covering university sports, and he covers it with the same amount of passion as when he first started. The same amount of passion as when he followed around Arnold Palmer. In my new role, I've been at MacEwan University for 2 years, after 19 years in the media, and I've had a pleasure of coming full circle and now pitching stories to Jason, because I really believe the story of the student-athlete deserves to be told well. Jason has told this story very well many, many times, not only for us. He's written great features about MacEwan University athletes. He's also written a ton of coverage for the University of Alberta Golden Bears and Pandas, where he's been a fixture at many of their games and events. A prime example of his passion for university sport came this past spring when he traveled to Halifax for the U Sports Final 8 Men's Basketball Championship. Then he went immediately from there to Fredericton the following week for the University Cup Men's Hockey Championship. Jason delivered outstanding stories on both the Golden Bears basketball and hockey programs for the Edmonton Journal and Sun. He was also asked to cover the Calgary Dynamos basketball and Saskatchewan Huskies hockey teams on short notice and without hesitation, providing coverage of both programs for the Calgary Herald, Calgary Sun, and Saskatoon Star Phoenix. Despite the downsizing of the newspaper industry, Jason has consistently done a superb job at showcasing Canadian student athletes and is more than deserving of this award. Please put your hands together for Jason Hills.
Well, thank you, Jefferson. I'm truly honored to be here tonight. I've been doing this a long time, and this is something that I never come to expect. We're here tonight to celebrate. Everyone in this room is here to celebrate our love and passion for university sport. And when I've spent over the last 10 years covering university athletics, I see so many of these student athletes that wouldn't be here today if they didn't have the love and support from family, the respect and support from their teammates, and also the opportunity. They have an opportunity in front of them and they make the most of it. I have made it my goal to come out, and every event I go to, every game I go to, every athlete I talk to, I want to tell their story, because I believe everyone has a story. When you think about how they got there, they've all had different paths, different journeys to get there. And in some ways, minus the athletic ability, I feel I'm very similar to a lot of these student athletes. I wanted to be just like them. And they have a story to tell, and I've been honored over this last number of years to be able to share their stories. And I have a little story of my own. I was raised by my grandmother. She was the one who instilled my love and passion for sports. When I was 3 years old, my parents and my aunt and uncle were killed by an impaired driver, and she took on the responsibility to raise myself and my two older sisters. And I used sports as an outlet. I used it as an escape to just basically deal with growing up. But my time spent with my grandmother watching sports is how I grew to love not just one sport, but all sports. And as I got older, she let me have a TV in my room. I was one of the lucky kids, so all the kids in the neighborhood wanted to come over to my house. And one night, I turned on the TV, and I was watching, it's now Global, but back then it was ITV, and they had a local university sports wrap that they had every week, and that's where I first got introduced to university sport. That's where that seed was planted. And from that moment forward, as I got older in junior high and high school, I wanted to be just like every one of these athletes here tonight. I wanted to be just like every one of the athletes that I get the pleasure to cover and write about. But unfortunately, I stopped growing. my athletic ability got worse and worse, and I realized quickly that I wasn't going to be able to be an elite athlete. But I wanted an opportunity to stay involved in the sport, and that's when I chose to get into journalism. When I talk about hard work, I see every day these athletes come to the gym, go to the football field, step out on the ice, and they work so hard at their craft. And I made it my goal to get as far as I could within this industry. And I got that opportunity. And again, I talked about opportunity earlier. And back when I was in 2007, when I was 25 years old, I got the opportunity to work at my first daily paper, and Jefferson gave me that opportunity. And I find it so fitting that he is here to share this moment with me, because I can't thank him enough. And I was a young kid who had weekly experience working in weekly newspapers, but he was the first editor, and the rest of the group within the Edmonton Sun sports department, they worked with me because, trust me, I had a lot of work I had to do, but they really worked with me to help me become the writer that I am. And I've taken that work ethic forward from that point. And to give the opportunity for me to cover university sports has been an absolute pleasure. I feel absolutely privileged and honored to be able to cover a university like the University of Alberta Golden Bears and Pandas program. That was my first exposure to university sports, and I get to be a part of, these athletes' lives, and I get to share their stories, and I get to be able to tell everyone in a market in Edmonton that really focuses obviously on pro sports. I've made it my goal and my passion to tell these athletes' stories, and to be able to, over the last few years, to be able to see the growth of MacEwan since they've joined the Canada West Conference as a small school, and see how they've developed. It's something that I'm truly honored to be able to do, and I've taken back by this whole experience. It's really made me reflect and appreciate this honor, this award. This is something that no matter what, down the road happens in my career, I'm going to look back very fondly on, and it's going to be very memorable, because some of the most memorable experiences throughout my career that I've had is covering university sports. And I look at you athletes down here tonight that are being honored, and I look at the others across the country, and I've been lucky enough to be able to see and experience and cover this sort of stuff, but I want you guys to be able to be proud of those moments and those opportunities that you've had and the things you've been able to accomplish, because these aren't just special athletes, these are special people. They become, exceptional people within our communities. And these are athletes, when I was growing up, that I looked up to. And I know each and every one of you are unbelievable role models for, people like myself. And I'm truly honored to be able to cover university athletics in this country. So on behalf of the entire U Sports, I'm so thankful and so privileged, and thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jefferson, and congratulations to Jason. The next U Sports honor is the Jean-Marie de Koning Coaching Excellence Award. Since 2007, it has been awarded to an individual who has made outstanding contribution to university sport as demonstrated by long-term commitment and leadership as a coach at the local, provincial, national, and/or international levels.
Ce prix est nommé en l'honneur de l'ancien entraîneur de natation et professeur de maths durant de nombreuses années à l'Université Laval, qui a aussi été commentateur de natation pour Radio-Canada lors de plusieurs Jeux olympiques.
Now to present this year's award for coaching excellence, we call on Beth Ali, the athletic director of the University of Toronto.
Thank you very much, and good evening, everyone. Congratulations to our BLG nominees and to all the other award winners tonight. This has always been a very exciting evening, and it's my pleasure to be here. It is my great pleasure to introduce to you today Byron McDonald, the 2018 winner of the Jean-Marie de Konek Coaching Excellence Award. I have known Byron for over 20 years. When you meet this man, it does not take long to realize that he is an expert, not only in coaching swimming, but more importantly in developing well-rounded individuals who are prepared to take on the world post-graduation. The expertise, passion, and professionalism he brings to Canadian university sport is truly unparalleled. Byron's resume speaks for itself. He has coached the U of T swimming program to 58 provincial titles and 24 national titles. He has coached hundreds of swimmers to all Canadian honors and to over 70 international teams. Most recently, he coached Kylie Ma, who happened to have been the 2016 BLG winner, to an Olympic bronze, a world record, and Canada's first female world swimming champion. When you walk into Byron's office, which is connected to our 50-meter pool at the University of Toronto, you see an entire wall of team photos from the past 40 years. And he has a story about each and every one of them. Byron is recognized as one of Canada's top swimming coaches, and his reputation for excellence is international. Please join me in congratulating Byron McDonald.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you, Beth. Do I get an increase in my budget? So this is a very special night. I was at the BLGs about, I think it was a decade or so ago. I was out of the country. Actually, I couldn't be here when Kylie won a couple years ago, but we had another woman, and it's a very special night. Make sure you all cherish it while you're here, and it's one of those few things in life that are really, really above and beyond everything else. And you know, this fall I was at the U Sports Academic All-Canadian event, a phenomenally superb event. We got to meet Julie Payette, the Governor General, and we had a boy that was the Ontario nominee. And it's events like this that really make us realize how special U Sports is, excuse me, is for our athletes and just all the hard work that we put into it. It's nice to have these special events. This award is sort of out of the blue. I wasn't actually aware of it. I didn't know that I would be up for it. Jean-Marie de Konek was a swim coach at Laval University. His career and mine actually paralleled, very similar. We both started coaching in our early 20s. He was at Laval. I started at York. Shout out to Jen Myers out there, right? They gave me a chance as a young coach. And then after 2 years, I did move to the University of Toronto. We would drive to Quebec City and have dual meets against Jean-Marie's team. He always had a strong team at Laval. And Jean-Marie and I actually would sit at every international competition about 8 meters, or about 8 feet apart, because Jean-Marie was the color commentator, now called analyst, for CBC French, and I do that for the CBC English. So it's always nice to see a friendly face whenever we'd go to international competitions. The award is for, I guess, performance, leadership, long-term commitment. I've got the long-term commitment. I've been there 40 years. And I'm not going anywhere. Beth might fall over, but I think in terms of quadrennials, so I've already decided 2020 is way too early to depart. So 2024 is on the horizon, but I'm also kind of looking at 2028 because it'll be a nice round 50 years. I do get the $2 fare on the subway, though, so for senior citizens. The thing that's so special about coaching is Beth was mentioning, you know, I do have a picture of all my teams on the wall. It's a very special wall in my office. And I look forward to coaching every single day. It may sound corny, but you know, my favorite day of the week is today. It's Monday, because other than the fact that I'm here, normally I'd be at home and I get to go in and coach again. And I love doing it, and I like to try to bring that passion. And of course, there's nothing like the student athletes, the amount of how they inspire anybody, and they inspire me, their motivation. And I use that to try to get them to an absolute another level. And my whole life, I've tried to make sure that our sport, my sport, gets advanced in any way I possibly can. Yeah, I sit on every committee, every meeting, everything that needs to be done. Just 10 days ago, I was in an 8-hour meeting on a Saturday, a beautiful Saturday in Toronto. And I was indoors at a meeting for 8 hours. It happened to be an Ontario club meeting, but it was something that needed to be done. And I felt that, you know, this award has something, a comment about leadership, and I feel it's basically, if you're in a position to be able to lead, you should lead. And I've been in that position since I started coaching, and I've felt that it was a duty of mine to do the leadership that needed to be done, to keep our sport, my sport, at the top, and to just anything that could be possible to help the environment for our athletes in the sport of swimming to get a greater experience, a better experience, and then, of course, they'll eventually give back. I do hope that I gave enough hard training and mental mental toughness or whatever to our recent graduate and captain, Catherine McKenna, because as you may know, she's the Minister of the Environment, and she's got a hell of a duty ahead of her right now with this trans pipeline, I'm sure. So it's nice to see that she's still stays in touch with us once in a while. So I will sort of give a little shout out to a couple things that I'd like to mention, and that is that there's a new games called the FISU Americanas Games, and I'm always looking out for what can help our sport and what can help my athletes and the rest of the sport, rest of the athletes in the sport of swimming. And this games could possibly be a phenomenal boon. I have no idea where you're going with this, U Sport people, but I'm going to give you a little push, that this could be a phenomenal boost to the sport of swimming in particular if we could maybe take it over exclusively and stock it exclusively with U Sport personnel. It would just give our athletes something to look forward to, something to go for. The FISU University ad was how Kylie Ma started her career. It's hard to believe a year out from the Olympic Games, she actually didn't make the Pan Am Games team. She wasn't good enough. But she went to the World Student Games as the B team and learned how to compete, prelims, semis, finals. Won the gold medal there, and that stayed her very well the next summer to be able to win the bronze medal at the Olympics, and now, of course, she's moved forward from that. So if we could do that for the FISU Games, I'm going to leave you with that. I'm also going to say thank you to the University of Toronto for allowing me to coach there for 40 years. Beth Ellie has been a phenomenal athletic director while she's been in power there. Just the little things that allow me to do the things that I need to do as a coach. Number one, she stays out of the way. She lets me run my program, which I think is very important. And number two, she provides the resources and the understanding of the things that we might need. A few years ago, we felt that strength training was something we should be doing in the university to a much higher and more professional level. And I had a part-time guy who was a firefighter, but you know what? He's putting out fires or rescuing cats or whatever, you know, and so he misses some of our training. I've always said that part-time commitment gives you part-time results. And so we got a full-time strength training coach, and I can tell you right now that Kylie wouldn't necessarily have broken that world record. It might have, you know, she only broke it by 2/100ths of a second, and you know, all these little extra things really do help. So, you know, thanks to Beth and her staff for everything they've done. I have a phenomenal assistant coach. Her name is Linda Kiefer. The university took a flyer on her, and I'll just take an extra minute here if they don't play the music and have to run me off here. Whenever I give a speech anywhere to talk about young coaches and what they should plan for, the number one thing I say is make sure you surround yourself with an excellent assistant coach. I'm sure our young BLG athletes here will say that it wasn't just the head coach that they were dealing with. The assistant coach is so very important. And University of Toronto took a flyer on Linda. It was mandated that we have a male and a female coach on our two teams, male-female teams. So we had two teams. We needed two coaches, and one had to be male, one had to be female. And Linda had very little experience, 3 years coaching high school kids. And she came on, and she's now become the top female coach in the country. She was on the staff in Rio at the Olympic Games. And it's really been an asset to me as a coach to have her there. And finally, I'll just close by saying thanks to my wife. I was at one of these functions once when I forgot, and that was not a good idea. You know, I'm on the road a fair bit. I try not to do as much as I used to do. One year I was out of town 100 days, and it's a lot of time and effort. We have 3 kids, and you know, she works full-time as well. Surprisingly enough, I leave tomorrow morning for a meet in San Francisco, and she's actually flying to San Francisco tomorrow morning for a business meeting. And we're both looked at our schedules, and we're both so busy we can't see each other. Seems a bit crazy, but when you're committed to perform at a high level, you've got to make those kind of sacrifices, and she's always been there to help me. So this is great. I love U Sports. I love everything to do with university sport. I love coaching. It's my life. I eat, breathe, and sleep swimming, and drives some people crazy, but it's where I'm at. I love it, and I probably wanted to say a lot more things and thank yous to people, but I'll leave you with the fact that U Sports is a wonderful organization, and let's keep it alive and keep it going nice and strong. Thank you.
Chaque année, lors du banquet des honneurs U Sport, nous honorons des personnes qui se sont impliquées de manière significative à la tête de programmes d'athlétisme d'une organisation. Ce soir, nous remercions et nous rendons hommage à ces directeurs d'athlétisme pleins d'énergie.
To honor those who have distinguished themselves with service to their institution, we call on U Sports COO David Goldstein to present departing athletic directors Ken Olenek from Thompson Rivers University, Rob Johnson from University of Okanagan, who unfortunately could not be here tonight, and former Executive Director, Canada West, Kim Gordon, with an award and deep gratitude for their work to develop university sport in Canada.
Le prix Austin Matthews, on va attendre un peu. Voilà. Le prix Austin Matthews est décerné annuellement à une personne qui a apporté une contribution remarquable au sport universitaire, en démontrant une volonté de s'impliquer sur le long terme, avec des qualités de leadership en tant qu'entraîneur, directeur, président ou membre d'un comité exécutif à l'échelle locale, provinciale ou nationale.
The Austin Matthews Award is named after 2 people. It's named after honor of Dr. Patricia Austin and Dr. Arnold Whitney Matthews, former faculty members of the University of Alberta and University of British Columbia. Dr. Austin developed the first undergraduate concentration in adapted physical activity in Canada, while Dr. Matthews later became the president of the Men's Athletic Committee right here at UBC. To present the Austin Matthews Award, we welcome Curtis Atkinson, Athletic Director at the University of Regina.
Merci, bonsoir. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, special guests, U Sports Award winners, and BLG nominees. This is an incredible evening to celebrate and honor the very best in Canadian university sport. So tonight, it is only fitting that I have the great honor to present the Austin Matthews Award to one of the all-time greats in university sport, someone I worked for 7 years, Dick White. A number of years ago, Dick told me it'd be well worth my while to attend the BLG Awards to fully experience the great celebration of the best student athletes in the country. In his words, you'll leave the evening feeling so great about what we do. So as I stand here tonight at my first BLG Awards, I'm so pleased it is to recognize Dick. The Austin Matthews Award is presented annually to an individual who has made an outstanding contribution to inter-university sport as demonstrated by long-term commitment and leadership. Based on this description alone, and when considering Dick's long list of accomplishments and contributions, I cannot think of a more deserving recipient. Listen to this brief list. Spent over 30 years at the University of Regina, 20 as Director of Athletics. Multiple terms as CIS President from 2005 to 09 and 13 to 14. And when you're asked to continue to do it, it's obvious that you have great respect from your peers. He served as the President for Canada West, chef de mission for the 2005 FISU Winter Games. He grew the varsity teams from 6 to 16 in his time as Director of Athletics at the U of R. And he's a member of numerous CIS and U Sports and Canada West committees. I could go on with this list, but my time is limited, and I really want to spend some time talking about the person. When I was preparing for this speech tonight, I spoke to one of my former colleagues at the University of Regina, and we talked a little bit about Dick's legacy. The list is long, we don't have time for all of that tonight, but his legacy is felt in many places. In our view, one of the greatest pieces of his legacy was when he brought university football to Regina under a structure that simply didn't exist anywhere else in the country. He won't take credit for this whatsoever, but if not for his efforts and his progressive thinking, university football in Regina would not exist, and this was simply Dick's way. He got things done. Dick's list of accomplishments are significant. He's a member of numerous Halls of Fame, Saskatchewan Sports Hall of Fame, University of Regina Sports Hall of Fame, the Regina Sports Hall of Fame, but he's so much more than what I've described here. Dick White and the person he is the real reason he's being recognized tonight. He's an incredible leader, mentor, and passionate advocate for university sport in our country. At the national level, Dick was visionary. He always challenged our colleagues across the country to be better, to enhance the experience for student athletes, and to be unapologetically proud to be Canadian. He's proud of the history of university sport in our country and proud of the quality Canadian education that our student athletes receive. He was and is fiercely protective of our brand and a passionate advocate for all that the CIU, CIS, and U Sports stand for. As a boss, Dick had a unique style that allowed you to do your job, while at the same time feeling incredibly supported and protected. He always had our backs. One of the most impressive things about Dick is the full commitment he gives to everything he does, whether it's contributing to a committee, running a national championship, or mentoring staff. You always receive the very best. You're never shortchanged. And to the student athletes in this room this evening, I can say very confidently that what drove Dick every day was you. It was always about making your experience better, supporting you at a higher level, and celebrating your success. Dick is also incredibly loyal, and you can see this in all that he does. In retirement, he still acts as a U Sports delegate at national championships, assists with varsity program reviews, and chairs the men's hockey sport technical subcommittee. And that's in his retirement. He's incredibly busy. He's always getting things done and making a contribution. Formally and informally, he also counsels many of the people in this room this evening, including me. He's a difference maker, and he makes a difference every day. On a personal level, I'm forever grateful and thankful for the many opportunities that Dick's provided. Had I never worked for Dick, I know without a doubt I would not be in the position I'm in today, taking the lessons I learned from him and applying them to my own career. And I know there are hundreds of people across the country, some in this room right now, who feel the same way I do, whose lives are better, who feel more prepared to lead, and who feel more equipped to make a contribution because of Dick. To the incredible student athletes who are in the room this evening, please take the time to introduce yourself to Dick after tonight's ceremony and thank him. Thank him for helping to build a model of academics and athletics that you can excel in. Thank him for defending you, protecting you, and celebrating you. Thank him for seeing the incredible value in promoting sport excellence in Canadian universities. The Austin Matthews Award is an extensive list of the greatest contributors in Canadian university sport history. It's littered with names of people who I know Dick has immense respect and admiration for. People like Dale Shula and the great Colleen Dufresne, who I believe is in the building this evening, and many more. I'm so pleased that Dick will be forever listed alongside this incredible group of people. We've all heard the phrase, leave it better than you found it. Sometimes we use this phrase too casually. I can say without any hesitation that university sport in this country is better off today than it was 30 years ago because of Dick White. Dick, thank you for all that you've done for all of us in this room and for people across the country. I'm so pleased now to present this year's Austin Matthews Award to my former boss, my mentor, and my valued friend, Dick White.
is that guy? Thank you so much. What an absolutely great night. What a wonderful celebration of university sport in Canada. Curtis is right. Whenever I attended a BLG Awards, it was always one of my favorite events of the season. And Doug, Lois, we can't say enough. You created this amazing celebration, and it's incredible to be part of it. So thank you so much. Let me begin by offering my congratulations to my fellow honorees this evening. I'm humbled to share the stage with you, but if I could, I just have a little bit of a story that I would like to tell. I told a friend of mine that I was going to receive the Austin Matthews Award. I was very proud of it. And he said, "The Austin Matthews Award." I said, "Yes." He said, "The Austin Matthews Award." I said, "Yes." He said, "So what are you getting an award for? Having a great regular season, not showing up in the playoffs, and then getting in a fight with your boss?" I said, "No, you've got the wrong Austin Matthews." Over my years, I've been surrounded by a huge support network, and I would not be on this stage without them. We as athletic directors can't do our work without what we surround ourselves with. And I really would like to thank and recognize some of those folks who made a huge contribution to my life. First of all, thank you to my colleagues from across Canada who helped me shape my vision for university sport. It's been a great honor to work with some of the best sport leaders in the country who truly care and embrace the challenge of university sport excellence every day. I think one of the unique things about this relationship with colleagues, even though we're in a highly competitive environment, I could always pick up the phone or grab someone at a meeting and ask for help, and I always got it. And that help meant so much to me, and that's why this award means so much to me in coming from those peers. I say thank you to the staff in the national office. In my years as president and on the board, there was always a climate of mutual respect that made my leadership roles a joy rather than a burden. Outstanding people that I had the opportunity to work with in our national office. Also, of course, I want to thank the University of Regina. The various presidents and deans that I worked with allowed me to pursue a dream in university sport, and the amazing staff like Curtis and his colleagues that supported a collective vision for athletics at the University of Regina. They remain some of my best friends, and I miss them dearly in my retired years. And of course, my family, my wife Maureen, daughters Kristen and Janelle, who didn't just accept that I had a role in this profession that had demanded a lot of time away. They encouraged me at every opportunity to pursue and excel. And that had meant a lot to me from my loving family. When I reflect on my life in sport, one word comes to the surface, and in my view is foundational to success, whether you're an athlete, coach, or leader. That word is commitment. On this theme, I'd like to conclude tonight with words by Mike Babcock from his book, Leave No Doubt, which speaks of his 2010 Olympic men's hockey gold medal performance. Quoting Coach Babcock, "Ultimately, I believe commitment is about respect. It's about respecting yourself and your potential to contribute. It's about respecting your teammates and the game you play. It's about respecting your company, your colleagues, and the way you do business. It's about respecting your friends and the people you come in contact with. And most importantly, commitment is about respecting and loving your family. Commitment is about respecting the life you lead." Unquote, Mike Babcock. Thank you so much for an absolutely amazing evening, and congratulations once again to our amazing BLG athletes. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Curtis, and congratulations to Dick. U Sports and BLG would now like to thank our following sponsors: Granville Island Brewing, WestJet, and Deloitte. Now that's the way to bring in the 26th annual BLG Awards, where the sports community comes together to honor exceptional Canadian university student athletes.
Chaque année, les étudiants athlètes nommés concourent pour obtenir un trophée et une bourse d'études pour poursuivre leurs études supérieures dans des universités canadiennes.
The individuals we celebrate tonight combine outstanding commitment in both the classroom and the training room. Each of them have taken a different road to be recognized in the national spotlight.
Chacun de leurs parcours est unique, mais tout commence par U Sport. U Sport représente 56 universités, 12 000 étudiants athlètes, 7 700 jeux et événements par année, avec seul but en tête, améliorer la visibilité des étudiants, athlètes et championnats nationaux du Canada. Découvrons ce que U Sport signifie pour eux.
The 8 top student athletes from a field of 14,000. This is what U Sports means to them.
This is my U Sports. This is my U Sports.
U Sports is an organization that really brings together all the different teams from across the country and really unites them.
Being in U Sports, I was able to get a good degree, meet some awesome people, and like I said, go out with a bang in my basketball career, so yeah, it's been pretty good.
The opportunities that each institution presents, it's phenomenal.
On n'est pas laissé à nous-mêmes, on est vraiment bien encadré, puis on est suivi durant toutes nos années, autant comme personne qu'étudiante ou athlète.
We're role models each and every day to younger athletes that look up to us who want to play our sport or any sport in general.
You know, my family and friends, those are my first push. You know, we all believe in each other so much, so it makes it so easy to just, even when I'm having a bad day, they're there to push me and I'm there to push them, so. You know, that part, they're my motivation and I'm their motivation.
Don't ever give up. I mean, sky's the limit. Put your mind to it and anything you can achieve is possible with hard work and dedication.
Every day I get to either step on the wrestling mat with some of my friends or on the rugby field, but at the same time, those same people I'm stepping on the field or on the mat with, we're also studying and we have a common goal. We all want to be successful in life.
The challenge in and of itself is a motivation to strive for accomplishments like this.
C'est toujours le fun de voir, oui, que ta famille qui va toujours te supporter, peu importe ce qui va se passer, mais voir des jeunes filles qui aspirent à devenir où est-ce qu'elles étaient aujourd'hui, puis qui te regardent avec des grands yeux, c'est sûr que c'est vraiment motivant, puis ça te pousse encore à continuer plus loin.
People see our Ryerson colors and know instantly that we're part of Ryerson Athletics, and it's a sense of pride for me, essentially, to represent my school at this level and just make them proud every day on the court and off the court.
The University of Calgary is awesome. There's so many people at the school, even within the sports community. Everyone knows each other.
Since I've come to Laurentian, it's just making me a better person overall. So not only a smarter individual, but a better player on the court, obviously.
An opportunity to balance both school and athletics.
Que tu regardes qu'est-ce que tu fais a un impact pour les plus jeunes, donc c'est sûr que c'est toujours le fun.
Just to walk down the street and know that like people know who you are, like literally because you're an athlete or because you play like for a team or you're involved in the community. It's a really nice feeling.
A lot of kids coming up really should think about going to a Canadian university and get an opportunity to play at a very high level.
Don't just focus on the basketball aspect, because that's why you're coming to school, but think about your education, because that's what's going to lead you after you're done playing basketball.
The opportunity to showcase what I have, showcase my sport and my teammates and the love that we have for each other.
C'est mon U Sports.
This is my.
This is my.
This is my
U Sports.
This is my U Sports.
Nous avons 8 finalistes ce soir.
There's one man and one woman nominated from each of the 4 regional associations across Canada. Canada West, Ontario, Quebec, and Atlantic Canada.
Nos finalistes sont des étudiants à temps plein et des athlètes aussi à temps plein. Ce soir, notre mission est d'apprendre à les connaître et découvrir leur opinion sur l'éducation, l'athlétisme et aussi l'avenir.
All right, now for the best part of the show. Let's announce the winners. Let's get started and meet some of our nominees. First, from the AUS and Acadia University, Paloma Anderson. She's a finalist for the Jim Thompson Trophy for the 2nd time in 3 seasons. She led Acadia to a conference title and was named U Sports Women's Basketball Player of the Year. What's going on?
Hello.
So you said in that video that walking around, people know who you are and they recognize you coming up in the streets. What's that like?
I didn't mean that in an arrogant way. I just meant that when you're a student athlete or a varsity athlete, whatever athlete you are at Acadia, being involved with the little kids, there's a lot of little kids that come out to support you. And when you take the time to actually get to know some of these little kids and go to their games and get to know them on like a first name basis, like those are the kids who come say hi to you on the street. Those parents of those kids come say hi to you on the street, and it's a humbling experience.
What does being a student athlete mean to you?
Very difficult. No, I don't know, many people think it's an easy thing to do. I mean, you're juggling 2 full-time jobs, and that's if you're an average athlete and an average student. So you have full-time school and you have a full-time commitment to whatever sport it is that you play. And like I said, that's if you're average. So for us, we had, a couple times a week lift and a couple times a week individuals and like 4 to 6 times of practice. And then me, myself, would find, time to get into the gym and work on things that I suck at. So like I said, it wasn't easy.
If someone didn't know and didn't watch your type of game and asked what type of game do you play, what would you say?
Like sport?
Well, what type of basketball? Describe your play.
I guess I'm pretty quick. I don't know. I'm pretty explosive. I don't know. My coach would say I suck on defense, but and I got little person syndrome, so I like to think I'm bigger than what I actually am.
Ladies and gentlemen, Paloma Anderson. Thank you. Next up from the AUS, the men's nominee basketball player, Javon Masters. All Masters did over the last 5 years was lead U Sport in scoring and finish his 5-year varsity career with a national point record. All right, Javon, truth be told, I had to bring up this paper because I had a long list of stuff I need to tell everyone what you accomplished.
Oh, okay.
So, Rookie of Year, All-Rookie Team, AUS First Team All-Star 5 times, 3-time Player of the Year, 1 champion, an MVP, and a title. Are you done? You can just walk on the stage right now. Are you done? Like, what else do you have?
For me personally, I'm gonna probably play professionally next year, whether it be in Europe or maybe in the United States. I'm not too sure right now, but I'm just soaking it all in right now. Being able to get my degree at the University of New Brunswick, they just gave me a great opportunity to play basketball at a high level and get my degree in sociology, social work, which I want to get into my field after I'm done playing.
What was your university experience like, aside from basketball?
It was great. I mean, Fredericton as a whole was so welcoming for me and some of the guys that we were there. A lot of the guys on our team were coming from Ontario and other parts of the country, so they were just super welcoming, and the fan support was phenomenal. I think 3 or 4 of my years while we were there, we led the country in attendance. We were top 10, or top 5, I'm sorry, and it was just great. I mean, the experience was phenomenal, meeting some of the students. They would run into you on campus and say, hey, you had a great game last night, and I was just like, I played pretty awful, but I mean, thanks for the compliment, I appreciate it.
What type of advice would you give to some of your freshman athletes?
It goes by quick. All the athletes sitting there could probably attest to that. It goes by quicker than you actually think, and just to enjoy the experience as a whole. I mean, it's probably the funnest time that you're in university. You're going to school, you're playing basketball, you're meeting new people that can become lifelong friends at the end of the road. So I just would tell all the freshmen, just enjoy yourselves and just never take it for granted, really.
Ladies and gentlemen, the all-time leading scorer in Canadian University basketball, Javon Masters. Now let's go to the RSEQ Joliet. Quebec's Marie-Alex Belanger led the nation with 3.98 kills per set and was named the U Sports Women's Volleyball Player of the Year. Let's take a look at her year.
Elle s'entraîne maintenant ici en Colombie-Britannique, à Richmond. Marie, vraiment, est-ce que tu pensais voir tes images maintenant sur un podium aussi en recevant un prix comme ça?
Non, c'est sûr que non. C'est sûr que quand je regarde ça, j'ai pas des images de ma première année, puis les temps ont changé depuis. J'étais tout petite. Mais c'est sûr que c'est toujours le fun de voir ça, puis de voir où est-ce que je suis rendue aujourd'hui.
Qu'est-ce que le programme a joué pour ton développement, pour être capable d'être maintenant sur l'équipe nationale?
Ah, c'est fou, il a fait tellement de choses pour moi, autant académiquement parlant que comme athlète. C'est sûr que j'ai été encadrée de vraiment bonnes personnes. Mon entraîneur Olivier a fait beaucoup de choses pour moi. Autant comme mes coéquipières à chaque année m'ont fait développer comme athlète que je suis aujourd'hui, puis qui m'ont permis d'être capable d'être où je suis aujourd'hui.
May we try something in English?
Yeah, sure.
I myself am in British Columbia for 10 years.
Yeah.
How do you like it so far?
Oh, it's great. It's cold today. It was cold since like a week, but it's always sunny. It's always sunny, guys.
Wait.
Yeah, no, I don't want to wait. But yeah, I love it. I love it, really.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci. Maintenant, l'athlète masculin pour la RSEQ est le lutteur de Concordia, Francis Carter. Il a été nommé lutteur masculin le plus remarquable de l'année après avoir remporté le titre national dans la catégorie des 68 kilos. Premièrement, félicitations.
Merci beaucoup.
J'imagine que c'est un grand honneur pour toi aussi, pour le développement dans lequel tu as participé. Est-ce que maintenant, tu as l'impression que tu peux passer à une autre étape?
Oui, c'est vraiment une grosse distinction. Je crois que parmi tous les athlètes ici, personne ne s'attendait à être ici cette année. C'est une grosse surprise et ça va définitivement m'aider dans le futur.
Est-ce que c'est une progression qui a été constante pour toi? Est-ce que tu as senti que tu montais toujours à un autre niveau depuis tes débuts universitaires?
Oui, définitivement. Tous mes coachs et tous mes coéquipiers m'ont beaucoup aidé à me développer constamment à travers les années.
It's a very popular sport in the Olympic. Is it something that you aim for?
I was hoping you wouldn't switch to English. Yeah, definitely. The Olympics is definitely a dream that all of us have. But we all need to be ready to take another step in another direction if that can't work out. So that's why U Sports is so great. It lets us balance school and sports at the same time.
Merci. Francis Carter.
Merci.
No award show is complete without words from the president. Please welcome U Sports President Graham Brown.
Bonsoir à tous et bienvenue au Gala Prix BLG cette année. On behalf of the Board of Directors, the staff, and all of the members of U Sports, I'd like to welcome and thank everyone for coming this evening. In particular, our colleagues, our athletes. This is my third BLG award that I've had the honor to come and say a few words. And once again, it's such an incredible opportunity to come and showcase our athletes. This year is even more special. Byron, Jason, and Dick, to have you being honored alongside Ken and Kim and Rob, who isn't here. It really brings together what I think is what builds the foundation of sport in this country, but also at the university level. And I can't think of three more honorable people to be selected for those awards. So congratulations to everyone. Throughout the course of the year, there are so many different elements of U Sports that we celebrate. We celebrate championships, we celebrate losses, in some cases when we have fifth-year athletes moving on and we know they can no longer compete. We celebrate the careers of sport administrators, we celebrate the careers of referees and coaches, and we celebrate the careers of people in the media as they come and go. And I think the one thing that I've learned in the short period of time that I've worked at U Sports and seen the people and the commitment and passion is that it's nights like this where you can celebrate it and put it into the capsule that's going to sit forever and be recognized. And it's one of the things I try and instill in our staff. And for those of you in the room today, one of our pillars is awards and recognition. And you can never, ever understate the power of an award and being recognized by your peers. And I oftentimes laugh, and we've used it, and the staff will know in our office, is you never really want to see the picture of when you played university sports until it's probably 20 years later and someone says you never played university sports. For the most part, you didn't even want to show up for that picture. And I think that's what we are as custodians of the game, and the administrators in the room here, we're the custodians of the game to give these young people the future that they're going to have, and they're going to be honored and be able to reflect back on in their careers on the awards and recognition that they were actually able to achieve. Apart from the fact that the people in here played such an important role, I'd be remiss too if I didn't mention the fact that your parents really played a significant role, I'm sure. I never like to think that that's a fact, but I'm sure, but chance I've had to speak with you, that your parents are important parts, your coaches in high school, your coaches in community. So many people help bring you to this point where you're being recognized today for such an incredible achievement. When you think of 12 to 15,000 athletes across the country to be up here. And I said at the Governor General Awards, another amazing opportunity to recognize young people. And Byron, you noted today, that group of people takes exceptional to another level too. When you have this chance, remember it for a long, long time, because it's something I think that we're going to remember, having the ability to celebrate you, and hopefully you'll remember as you move on in your careers. To Doug and Lois, I know lots of ups and downs in university sport. Doug, I've had many conversations with your passion for it, and Lois, you live with Doug, so I can only imagine your passion for it. 26 years is an amazing long time, and we hope that the people that have gone through will always remember the kindness that you've given and your generosity to this. And I know it changes and takes on different shapes and forms, but I want you to know how important this is, and I think it's just testament by what people have said that you know that this is an amazing opportunity you've given these people. And just for a show of hands, without getting up, the trustees in the room, please put up your hand. Don't turn around. Just put up your hand wherever you're sitting. Doug has assembled thank you. Doug has assembled a group of people, many of them have been along the trustee roller coaster for many years, but people who have helped select the winners, got to know the winners. For those who don't know the winners, and I think this is for as long as I'm told, even from day one, Doug, but the winners actually come in 2 days before today, and they get to know each other. For those who are unaware, we took them up in a float plane ride up into the mountains. You've had dinner together, breakfast together. You've come into our board meeting, our staff meeting last night together, and had a massive impact on our staff. And I really think that's a big part of it, is you're now going home with 6 of your friends that you'll have for the rest of your life also. In a short period of time, it's amazing what talented young athletes like you, but more importantly, what good people you are, spending a bit of time with people who are like-minded and similar in their success. So on behalf of U Sports and everybody involved in it, Doug and Lois, thank you on behalf of everybody for everything you've done, and good luck for the rest of you athletes. And whoever wins tonight, there's no losers. Tonight's a celebration of everybody who's here. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Graham. So we are both reporters. Now, naturally, a reporter is going to ask a reporter a question. I'm going to ask it in English, and he's going to answer it in French. So, Jules.
Oui. Oui.
What was your impression of the first group of athletes that we had up here?
Toujours en français?
Yes.
Oui. J'ai été impressionné par la qualité de leurs réponses, la profondeur aussi des analyses. Je peux juste rappeler Paloma. Elle a parlé qu'elle était une joueuse explosive, décrite par son entraîneur, mais aussi très rapide. On a pu le voir aussi sur les vidéos. Elle était capable de faire sa place parmi des géantes. Elle avait un potentiel énorme, évidemment, qu'elle a bien développé. Pour Jovan, mais c'est surtout ce que j'ai retenu, c'est qu'il a eu des statistiques hallucinantes cette année, mais aussi il planifie d'être un joueur professionnel l'année prochaine, que ce soit en Europe ou aux États-Unis. Alors, c'est vraiment intéressant de voir comment tout ça va progresser durant les prochaines années.
Yep.
You want me to resume this?
You can keep going.
Oh, okay. Well, revenons à nos athlètes. Thiena Vernon, des Rams de Ryerson, a mené les Rams avec une saison de 25 victoires et 0 défaites. Aidant Ryerson à gagner ses premiers championnats nationaux, tous sports confondus, voici l'étoile canadienne, Tiana Vernon.
So a lot of us as athletes, me failed one, strive to be perfect. Your team was perfect. How?
Oh, goodness. Well, it's hard to explain, but we didn't think that we were a perfect team. We went into every match thinking that we had to work on something every single day. So I think that's what helped us with having a perfect season this year. Our coaches pushed us every day and motivated us that we can be the best that we can be. So that's what helped us this year.
What's it like being so good at Ryerson?
It feels weird. Definitely winning provincials and nationals has everyone talking on campus about our success, and it feels weird being on that level at school. Like, we have students that come and congratulate us. We have everyone at our department that congratulate us every day, so it's an amazing feeling.
Why volleyball for you?
Well, when I started volleyball, I was 13, and as you can see, I'm very tall. And I got into the gym, and I saw other girls that were tall just like me, and that's how I fell in love with the sport. It's just been an amazing sport for me, and I will always play it until the day that I die.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tiana Vernon.
Thank you.
The men's nominee from the OUA is Kadre Gray. If the name Gray is familiar, maybe it's because he's the U Sports Men's Basketball Player of the Year. You almost broke my ankles just watching that video. What was this season like for you on a personal level?
Well, in my second year now, I would just say, like, coming off the Rookie of the Year, I was trying to be better than I was last year, and, just amazing people around me who know the potential in me and just trying to push me because they know that I can reach the stars, so just trying to stay on that lane.
You're new to U Sports in your second year, as you just mentioned. What has U Sports meant to you?
It's been a short 2 years. It's blowing by fast, like Javon said. But it's been a challenge coming out of high school and trying to balance, the education part of it and the basketball part of it. But just enjoying the journey. That's what it's meant to me. Like, enjoy each second of it because it's tough, but you're meeting people and you're learning different experiences. So enjoy it. That's really much it.
Full disclosure, we talked before we came into this, and I told him that we come up here and talk ball. So who do you have, Golden State or Cleveland?
Golden State, man. Steph Curry, my guy.
More full disclosure. How can you be a Steph Curry fan if you're a Michael Jordan fan?
Well, I just really love that he can shoot the ball, and that's something I'm trying to do. So if I can do the same thing as him, I'm good.
You're well on your way. Ladies and gentlemen, Kadre Gray.
Lorsque les athlètes se rassemblent pour le prix BLG annuel, tout ne tourne pas uniquement sur leur degré de nervosité à propos des remises de prix. Ils ont aussi le droit d'avoir du plaisir. Les nominés ont passé un peu de temps à visiter le Temple de la renommée du sport en Colombie-Britannique, et qui est tout juste à l'intérieur du BC Place.
Now let's take a trip with our nominees as they check out some coastal sports legends in the BC Sports Hall of Fame. Two sports, two championships.
Temitope Ogunumi des Dinos de Calgary a brillé par son sport d'équipe de rugby et aussi un sport individuel de lutte. Découvrons qui elle est.
We'll get to the two championships in a second, but two sports, how?
Honestly, with the help of everyone who's beside me all the time, teammates, family, coaches, friends, yeah.
What allowed you to be so successful and for your teams to go on to the routes that they did this season and get two championships?
Personally, for me, it's always just, I know I have this drive. Since, honestly, I was born, my mom can tell you, I've been so stubborn, and I knew I've set my eyes on winning everything that I could, and having my teammates around me and everyone working towards the same goal every day. We know who we have this weekend or who we have next weekend. We're ready, we're pumped, we're winning.
Full disclosure, we also did talk before, and when I was asking her how to pronounce her name, she gave me her nickname that some of her teammates gave her. What was it?
This was given to me by Erica Weeb. Oh, gun, show Jimmy, yeah! You have to do it like that or it's not cool, you know?
Ladies and gentlemen, Temito Pa Ogun Jimny.
Thank you.
He was a Het Crichton winner and set a conference record for rushing yards in a season. Ed Ilnicki is his name, and football is his game. Ed is currently in the training camp of the Ottawa Red Blacks of the CFL, but earlier today we were able to catch up with him.
Hey everybody, it's Ed Elnicki, former running back at Golden Bears football. Hope everybody's having a great night so far. I want to send my regrets that I can't be there out in Vancouver tonight. I hope you're having a great time. I'm currently pursuing a pro football career with the Ottawa Red Blacks, so we're right in the middle of training camp. But I'm very honored to be a part of this great group of athletes. I want to wish the best of luck to everybody tonight. I hope everybody enjoys the night, and congratulations to the winner, whoever it may be.
Je suis fier de me considérer à la maison ici à Vancouver, puisque nous sommes dans une ville où on peut aller de la mer au ciel. Les organisateurs des prix BLG ont pensé que ce serait une opportunité parfaite pour faire un peu de tourisme avec les athlètes.
Our nominees went from the sea to sky to get the ultimate view of Vancouver. I was told there was sickness. I was also told I would lose my job if I said who.
And the winner is? And the award goes to? Male Athlete of the Year. And the winner is?
Female Athlete of the Year.
From the University of Toronto.
From
the University of Calgary. Concordia University. L'Université de Montréal.
Stage is in the middle now. Must be important. You guys nervous? Like President Grant Brown said, you are all winners. We've talked to our athletes, we've seen them in action, and learned what it takes to excel. Now the time has come to reveal the winners of the 2018 BLG Awards. The winners tonight were selected by the Canadian Athletic Foundation. Now, to ensure the integrity of the results, we've entrusted the accounting firm Deloitte as the trustee of the official results, with the names of our winners inside these sealed envelopes. Told you it's a big deal.
Le moment est venu de révéler les gagnants des prix BLG 2018. Les gagnants de ce soir ont été sélectionnés par la Fondation athlétique canadienne.
Presenting the 2018 Jim Thompson Trophy for Women's Athlete of the Year, please welcome Her Honor, the Honorable Lois E. Mitchell, Lieutenant Governor of Alberta, to present the award.
I do want to say that we are so very proud of you, wonderful athletes, but even more outstanding people. The winner of the BLG Female Athlete of the Year is from the University of Montreal, Marie-Alex Boulanger.
Wow,
I was not expecting that at all, to be honest, especially after I saw what you guys did. You're all amazing athletes. Everybody knows that, but after the couple days I get to know you, you're an amazing person too. You're strong, you're beautiful, you're explosive, you're really great. So congratulations to you all. I'd like to thank also BLG. Thank you so much for supporting your athletes all over Canada. I wouldn't be here tonight if it was not for people like you who believe in us. C'est sûr que je prends le temps de remercier U Sports, l'organisation des Carabins. Ça fait 5 ans que vous me supportez, autant académiquement parlant que comme athlète. Toutes les personnes, je suis certaine que je vais en oublier, mais mon entraîneur Olivier Trudel, qui a 5 ans, m'a fait comprendre que c'était le meilleur choix pour moi de venir étudier au Canada puis étudier avec les Carabins, avec l'Université de Montréal. Merci à Manon Simard, à tout le staff des Carabins, à toutes mes coéquipières depuis les 5 dernières années. Ma famille, c'est sûr, ma mère, mes sœurs qui me supportent dans mes hauts et mes bas, quand ça va bien, quand ça va mal. Écoute, je sais que je vais oublier des gens, mais merci tellement, c'est vraiment un honneur pour moi de recevoir ça. Puis, you guys are all champions tonight, so you all deserve it too. And thank you so much again.
Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for our Female Athlete of the Year, Marie-Alex Boulanger. And now for the men. Presenting the award for the 2018 Men's Athlete of the Year, please welcome Chairman of the Canadian Athletic Foundation and National Co-Chair of the BLG, Doug Mitchell.
This may take a long time. The first year they fooled me. They put it in double envelopes. I opened the envelope, there was nothing there. And then somebody said, open the next one. The winner of the 2018 Male BLG Award, the winner is Cadre Gray.
I had a little bit written just in case, but first off, I just want to thank Jesus Christ because, without him, none of this would have been possible for me. So, I'd also like to thank the U Sports staff, the trustees, and also along with these, this lovely couple here that was, dedicated this event to us and just looking out for athletes in general. I want to congratulate all the nominees for achieving success this year. It's an honor to be nominated with you guys. I'd also like to thank my family and my friends and communities, that have supported me on the court with my academics as well, helping me become the man I am today. I'd like to thank my teammates, the coaching staff, that have helped me get better every single day, and without them, I wouldn't be standing here. Because basketball is a team sport, and teammates play a huge role in all the accolades that I've earned until today. I want to dedicate this award to, all the kids growing up in priority neighborhoods. Like myself, I've lived with a lot of odds and, going against me, but I'm here to tell you, with hard work, perseverance, and a lot of faith, you can beat anything. You really can. And again, just thank you. God bless you all.
Congratulations to all the nominees, and once again, a huge round of applause to our winners.
invite people?
Yes. Before we like to say goodbye, can we please get Doug and Lois to come up with our two winners? It's just for pictures. Yeah. You're good. You can say bye now.
Et voilà, c'est tout. Merci de vous être rejoints à nous pour célébrer l'athlétisme universitaire canadien lors de cette 26e présentation des prix BLG et des honneurs U Sports. Bonne nuit.
I think it was just the photo op.